Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld, winner of 73 Teen Choice Awards. Here's what's coming up. Is Trump on the ropes, or are the ropes on Trump? Don't ask me, I'm highly medicated. Scientific proof people on Facebook are mean. We discuss, then beat the crap out of them. Was Clint Eastwood right, or Clint Eastwood not wrong? I'm aware those are the same questions. Let's get started, America. I've got a box of dry ramen waiting for me in the car. So excited. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's sharp and sexy like a knife you want to sleep with. Actor, writer, and comedian Michael Ian Black. He's author of the well-timed tome, A Child's First Book of Trump. I just read it. Now, it's fantastic. He loves Trump. I didn't know that. Anyway, she's more lit than the Olympic torch. Joanne Osichinski, there she is. He's so tough he sweats actual bullets. U.S. Army Special Force member Terry Shepard. Scary. She's the goddess of gloom, the angel of angst. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. And like a shopping cart at Walmart, he leaves them rolling in the aisles. Comedian Dan Soder, I've missed you.
I miss you. But first.
So sweaty. So recently, Donald Trump went after three things you don't go after. Firefighters, Gold Star moms, babies. It's all part of this week's episode of... His first target, the fire marshal at a rally.
Now, because of your fire marshal, who I am not a fan of, he's probably a Democrat, probably a guy that doesn't get it. I'm going to go into the other room and say hello to people that didn't get your location.
Okay, so before that rally, Trump was actually trapped in an elevator. Do you know who rescued him? The firefighters. By the way, that's a personal fantasy of mine, except I'm dressed like a schoolgirl. All right, second target, Mr. Khan's wife after Khan's convention speech.
If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me, but plenty of people have written that. She was extremely quiet.
Plenty of people have written that, so clearly it's true. Now, Trump could have avoided that quicksand, but instead he dove right in, holding an anvil. That's probably his ego. Then in Virginia, he encountered one of those crying things.
The biggest in the world, the Chinese bank. Don't worry about that, baby. I love babies. So I love babies. I hear that baby crying. I like it. What a baby. What a beautiful baby. Don't worry.
Don't worry. I'm not going to eat it. Don't worry about your baby. If only it stopped there.
Ripped us absolutely to shreds. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. That's all right. Don't worry. I think she would believe me that I love having a baby crying while I'm speaking.
The child was never seen again. Okay, maybe that's evil, but it's also real and pretty hilarious. Here's what he said, however, after a vet offered Trump his Purple Heart.
He said, "That's my real Purple Heart. I have such confidence in you." And I said, "Man, that's like big stuff. I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was much easier."
Amazing. So is he nuts? Or just being honest? Or could it be a little bit of both, like this guy?
Mr. Trump! Mr. Trump! Mr. Trump! We have to make sure Mr. Trump, when we run, look at these people as an example.
I love him. Fact is, it's an insane year, and when everything is bonkers, maybe crazy is what you need. I tell myself this. Still, this should be easier for Donald. His greatest asset is Hillary, who's less popular than a tapeworm with herpes. And there's the cash for hostages story, which could help the party that's currently out of power. It's happened before. But instead, the media focuses on Trump fibbing about seeing a video of the money transfer to Iran. He's making it so easy. So as Hillary enjoys a strong post-convention bounce, Trump's now saying the election is rigged. Is he sensing defeat? It's a shame, because Trump was right about babies. They need to grow up.
Period.
I'm going to go to the expert. All right, so we were talking in the green room, and I have a couple of theories about Trump, about when I read what Trump says, I go, wow, he's crazy. And then when I hear it, I go, he's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So I go, like, maybe it's me and not him. What's wrong with me?
No, it's him.
Okay.
He is a raging.
Oh, there we go. You got a little bit of booze. You got one.
I apologize. He's not. He's just a. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
He's a total and complete.
Thank you for modulating.
Yes.
I think it softens the blow. I feel a lot better now. Better. All right, Terry, you're Green Beret.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the Purple Heart comments. Is this having any effect? The New York Times says he may be alienating military voters.
Yeah. Right.
Is that true? I mean, and you can respond to Michael Ian Black's just ruthless attack on Donald Trump.
I thought he actually phrased it well, and we're fine. First of all, I'm on to the baby thing, because babies know better.
Right.
A baby knows when he needs to shut his yap. And that kid knew.
You have kids?
No, I don't have kids.
Yes.
And that's why.
You have to fly commercial a lot more.
It's not, what I'm saying is that child knew that it was getting in Trump's way. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if that baby was cashing checks from Hillary Clinton.
Really?
Let's move on.
Wow.
It's a plan. Because none of it's Donald's fault.
You should try to get on the Alex Jones show.
Regarding the military, I'd like to think we're not idiots. We are, door kickers and stuff like that. I know a lot of guys. You'd be surprised, because he's insulted John McCain. Mm-hmm. He did this kind of thing. And I still know a lot of guys, actually, believe it or not, we're not pro-Trump. We are just so vehemently anti-Hillary.
Right.
That I just can't, And one more thing, too, about the military. I get it. You can't justify any of the crap this guy says. But I would say this. I've been overseas in a lot of capacities as a Green Beret, training and doing tours.
Yes.
And
that's code for killing people.
Which, it was a sightseeing boat tour. It was a Viking cruise.
Yes.
And I'll tell you now that it's much more dangerous for us out there, because there is our standing in the world, whether you like it or not. A lot of the globe respects this. And if they don't think this is coming, if they do the wrong thing, they get really nasty. So I think there is a bit of a strongman thing to this, but I'm kind of with you.
All right, Dan. You don't know Dan. He's quite the comedian. He's in Billions. Very good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, quite. Don't be so unimpressed. As a comedian,
trust your compliments.
By the way,
this is a setup.
It is a setup. Now, I want to ask you about Trump's delivery, and isn't that what's saving him? That he's got a natural sense of timing.
He has the ability to insult like an aunt that just says mean things at a family get-together.
Yes.
He slides it in where he's like, "Pass the turkey, you're failing at school, huh?"
Yeah.
And you're like, why did you? He's so good at just like sneaking in that stuff.
Yeah. He's great. But he's also being accused of being what do you call it? An agent for Russia, because he wants to be friends with Putin.
Well, but to be fair, he's only being accused by that by the head of the CIA.
Yes.
So come on, let's
not
jump to conclusions.
What does that guy know? Seriously. But I'm thinking about this. He wants to be friends with a strong man, which is kind of interesting, because the strong man's like, I'm the strong man.
Yeah.
You're not.
What, you're saying he wants to be friends?
Friends with Putin because he likes autocracy.
He just wants to ride shirtless.
Yes.
In the mountains of Russia together. I get it. It looks relaxing.
I'm just doing this for your Russian accent.
Oh, you just want me to do a Russian accent?
Yes.
No, it terrifies me. They're terrifying people.
Yes.
And I don't like that Trump's trying to pony up to them.
Yeah, I know.
And then we just get a Russian person in our house. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So they'll be like, "Go to train, you come back." You're like, "I don't want to do this anymore."
Yes.
just terrifies me.
That's all I wanted, Kat. Kat,
Hey.
you keep hearing these rumors of insiders thinking that Trump's going to back out. He's never going to back out, is he?
Seems to be having a very good time.
Yes.
Regardless of anything, there's something to be said for being able to speak in a way that no matter what you say, it's going to be headlines and the only headlines. However, he's not really seeming to focus on whether or not he wants those things to be headlines.
Right.
That'd be a strength if he was using his skill to say something that will actually convince an actual voter. Hillary's the devil. It's not going to convince anybody except for maybe like the Waterboy mom. You know,
Yes.
like nobody thinks that way. But some things happened that week that he could have used effectively and talked about, even if it was in an incorrect way, like that Fox News Sunday interview where she lied about lying. So, you know, you don't have to rein it in so much as like, if you're going to go nuts, at least go nuts when it matters.
Yeah, going off of that, I think that Donald is suffering from Trump reflux.
Oh.
So he eats some fried chicken on his plane. The acid, it just starts coming up.
Right,
It just,
I know that
he's
feeling.
saying all these things and headlines, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But instead, he needs to change his diet and start feasting on Hillary Clinton's record. And then maybe these headlines will be, will aid him a little better.
You did learn something here on this show. You learned a metaphor. Michael, I want to talk to you about Clint Eastwood. You know, Clint Eastwood made some news. He said that he blasted I don't know if I can say the generation, but we will bleep it. And then he praises Trump for speaking his mind. So how can you disagree with Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry? Hail Ryder.
Like this, you go, Mr. Eastwood, I disagree. I don't think it's a, and it'll get bleeped. I don't think it's a generation.
No.
I think it's a generation of people who are saying, I deserve the same respect that has been afforded
it's a generation.
I think you can both be right.
Yes, you can both be right. But I don't think it's incumbent on Eastwood, who is an 80-ish-year-old, very wealthy white dude, to utterly dismiss the concerns of people who maybe don't have what he has.
Now, but you could conversely say, I'm tired of hearing all these young people dismiss the concerns of people who won 2 wars or won 1 war, who've been out there. Don't you see that it's a mirror argument? It's a mirror argument.
Clint Eastwood didn't win any wars.
Well, I mean, he is a patriot. Was he not in the military?
We're all patriots.
Well, you're not a patriot, sir.
No,
you
I'm
are
not
not a patriot. I just did that for that.
No, I know.
That was cheap, Greg. That was cheap. That was really cheap. That was cheap.
No.
Clapping for that.
Kill that dude in the striped shirt.
Yes.
I'm a patriot of...
You're a patriot
of whatever, socialism, whatever you want to say. I'm a patriot of Iraq. Whatever you want to say, I'm a patriot of.
But all I'm trying to say is, and by the way, this is going to be our next topic in the next block, about the fact that we cannot disagree on things because we refuse to see the mirror image of them. That what you said about this generation not understanding this generation could be reversed, and we're never going to change. It's never going to change.
I think also, like, one of the reasons for Trump's ascendancy is that there are so many people who are constantly being beat over the head, being called intimated.
Yeah.
Well, you're racist and privileged and stuff. And you know what they're kind of doing? Go F yourself, because I pay taxes, I fight for you guys, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not, trust me, Trump, the crap that he says and does is pretty indefensible. But I see why he's got support.
But you know what I'm saying? I absolutely know what you're saying. The reason that you have to...
Hey, you know what? You got to finish this up, and we got to go. Go, last word.
The reason you have to separate out white people in this context is because the generation that he's talking about is specifically minorities, gay people.
You think so?
I don't think so.
There's a lot of white kids.
There's a lot of... Hey, listen,
Jerry Springer.
Absolutely, because when you say, for example, when you say, for example, I support Black Lives Matter, what you're doing is you're setting up a dichotomy that exists purely in racial terms, and either you're kind of for that or you're against it.
All right, I get what you're quote many hosts, we have to leave it there. But you know what? Save your thought, Dan. And for the next segment, because we're going to continue talking like this forever, because we've got more delicious crud coming your way, like this.
Don't trust him, Dan.
Do politics and Facebook mix? I wouldn't know. I stick purely to Grindr. right, some people use the internet for good. They research their heritage or find intriguing places to visit on vacation. Or if you're like me, you peruse websites that sell gimp suits with retractable latex trousers. But some people aren't as noble. They come to the web to harass. And according to a new survey, the most common form of online harassment is political in nature. This is new. Nearly a third of all internet-using adults say they've been harassed online for expressing political opinions. That's more than sexual, racial, and religious harassment, and almost double what people reported 2 years ago. Now, the group that has it worst, people between ages 55 and 64. But on the bright side, they deserve it. All right, I kid because I'm almost in that bracket. Dan, I know you had an interesting point you wanted to make. You probably forgot about it already.
Yeah, it had the P word in it, so I can't.
Okay, very good. What do you think? Do you think this is because it's an election year, or do you think it's getting worse? Do you even do politics online?
No.
No?
Why would you do that? I've never seen a political argument online which ends with, hey, good point, I'm going to change my stance. Never seen that.
Yeah.
What I have seen is people who aren't friends with my Uncle Mark just jump in on an argument and they're like, no, what are you doing? Clive, no. And then I'm watching people, my family fight my friends over nothing that I've said and I've said nothing.
Yeah. No, it could be a waste of time, Kat, unless it's done constructively. You are on the internet an awful lot, being a millennial.
Yes.
I know that word.
And I get harassed for my political views more recently for my mole, my between the eyes mole.
Yes.
Right here. You want to check it out?
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I
released a statement apologizing to all the dudes on Twitter who I have hurt so deeply by forgetting to edit it out before posting a picture. So wrong of me. So now I just put little emojis on it on my Snapchats.
I noticed that.
Which has been very fun for me. The little kissy face, the little 100%.
But this is, you know what? Nothing.
Little rainbows. You gotta use it. You gotta harness the hate.
Harness
because
your
no
weakness.
matter what, if you're not the one sitting and harassing other people on the internet, you automatically win.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, though? People don't change. This is just, like, could this be a benefit that it's off the streets and online? Like, you'd rather have somebody calling you names from Tucson rather than on, Broadway. No?
Or just not be called names at all.
Yes.
Also would be good.
That's not the option.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're humans. You jerk.
As somebody who constantly engages in political battles on Twitter.
And by the way, interruption, you do it for no reason at all.
No reason.
I'll be sitting there, I'll be writing something, and then you tweet at me like, yeah, just like the gun violence of the past 10 years. And I go, I'm not talking about it.
Because you annoy me so much.
Well, Michael, my question is, do you have a certain attire you wear for Twitter battling? Is it like camo pants and an old T-shirt?
Hugh Hefner robe.
Oh.
Hugh Hefner silk robe.
Oh, wow.
All right, I get it.
How do you
pipe.
feel up?
That makes sense, actually.
Just as an aside,
Yes.
I was wrong. Clint Eastwood did serve in the military. He was a swimming instructor.
Oh, really? Are you kidding me? Serious?
He was not overseas. He was a California swim instructor.
Oh, well, that's good.
Well,
you know
we
what?
thank him
People
for
got to learn to swim.
Absolutely.
Have we had a problem with the sharks since then?
Yeah, that's true.
We've been on top.
And well, anyway, I got to get to you, Joe, because you have the look of concern.
Yeah, well, yes, this is an awful subject, Greg. Harassment, I take very seriously. But of all the people who've said that they've been politically harassed online, how many of them have served it right back?
Yeah.
Is the thing, and then it's like it's a circle of harassment, like the circle of life. But this could actually be this could be an opportunity because there are so many political masochists out there who love to be attacked like this and give it back. Like, why is there not a new social media platform specifically for political battles?
Because then no one will go there. It's more fun to pee in somebody else's pool.
No.
Yeah.
Terry knows this, right?
That's
You pee in
true.
a lot of pools.
I've peed in a lot of pools.
Yes.
And I think it's stop. I think it actually has to do a lot with listen, in the old days, because we're old, if you spoke to someone the way I see people speaking to each other on the interweb, you would get punched.
I will say, look, a lot of people get it far worse than I ever have or will. But since I put out the Trump book, a child's first book of Trump, available now.
Nice plug.
As soon as that was announced, I started, for the first time in my life, getting tremendous amounts of anti-Semitic stuff.
Right. No, it's from the alt-right.
It's from the alt-right movement, and there seem to be a lot of them, and constant images of Holocaust victims and people.
Gas chambers?
Gas chambers. You get it?
Yeah, well, I've watched it happen to my friends.
Right.
And I'm convinced that the alt-right are five people. that are tweeting 10,000 times a day because I can't believe these people exist. But I mean, they do. On the left and on the right, we all have crazy people.
Yeah. You know, too far either which way, you're nuts.
Yeah,
How do you think it's alt-right? They're not any side. They're just jerks.
Yeah, but they do call themselves alt-right.
Yeah, I know they do. But I mean, I just think that's a convenient thing.
Control, Alt, Delete.
It would be fun to meet one of them at like a cocktail party.
Terrible,
and you're like, what do you do? And they're like, I tweet a lot.
Sorry, I can't talk
For the alt-right.
Yes, for the alt-right. All right. Whoa, that was almost... God, you guys, don't encourage bad puns. Coming up, the Pope says religion has nothing to do with ISIS. ISIS says, shut up, Pope. Who's right, who's wrong, and who smells the best on our panel tonight? The answer's next. Could be Michael. Dope. The latest edition of ISIS magazine, I love their recipes, includes an editorial entitled Why We Hate You and Why We Fight You. It takes aim at those who refuse to define the terror group's motivation as Islamic, reading in part, quotes, this is important, the fact is, even if you were to stop bombing us, imprisoning us, torturing us, vilifying us, and usurping our lands, we would continue to hate you because our primary reason for hating you will not cease to exist until you embrace Islam. Well, that's persuaded me to join your wonderful religion. Another section headlined in the words of our enemies is devoted to Pope Francis, that's our latest Pope, refuting these recent comments he made denying a connection between Islam and violence. Listen.
I don't think it is right to identify Islam with violence. This is not just, and it is not true. However, I do encourage the world to watch the Greg Gutfeld Show Saturday nights at 10 p.m. on Fox News Channel.
You know, I've been... Not a bad Pope. Not a bad Pope. All right, Terry, this is your, what would you say, your wheelhouse?
Realm?
This is your realm.
There's nothing funnier and sadder than a non-Islamic telling an Islamic that what they do is not frickin' Islamic. You know, and by the way, and they'll still deny it, even though these guys just got done telling you, this is why we do this. And but in case anybody out there is going, oh, shit, but anti-Muslim. Unlike anybody, most people who are going to say that about me, as a Green Beret medic, I've delivered their babies, I've pulled their teeth, inoculated their farm animals, trained and shot bad guys next to Muslim soldiers. I love Muslims. They're people. I don't have a problem with Muslims. I have a problem with Islam in its incarnation that's coming after us. You have to just say, they don't care who you are.
Yeah.
The word Islam means submission. It doesn't mean peace. There is peace when you submit. It's not hard, and it's okay.
It's my motto, by the way, on the weekend.
That's right. I always say submit, and usually they do.
Yes.
But because it's fun.
It's pretty powerful safe word.
Yes, it is. Yeah, when you get them submit, they get confused.
And you'll hear, and they're slamming Pope Francis, who, by the way, is you cannot placate them. Here's Pope Francis saying, oh, no, it's not the same thing, and they'll still say Francis to go F himself.
Look, I'm sorry, but Michael, I have a problem with the Pope.
Well, why me?
Well, because you're the closest to me right now. This is the Pope that kind of blamed Charlie Hebdo.
Yeah.
When that attack took place, and I think he can't connect religion to violence because it's critical of religion in general. I think that's where he's coming from, and I think he's woefully.
No, he's a social justice guy.
Yeah.
He was raised in Argentina and saw these corrupt governments that would screw their people over. So for him, even as the Holy Father, and I'm Catholic, I respect that. Someone's got to be in charge of our church.
Yeah.
He still goes into that victimized grievance group thing automatically, in my opinion. I usurped your lands right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. He's Muslim, so it's all right.
I'll let you usurp my lands.
Safe word.
I'm so glad I showed up today. This is like the best deer darn. They almost killed Michael Ian Black. I saved him and carried him out on a horse. And now all I can do is make eye contact and go, I'm sorry.
How did you spell?
This is going in a direction I didn't expect. I'm having a Green Beret, having sexual fantasies.
Please call us because I'm having a problem.
What are your thoughts, Dan? You seem quiet right now.
I wrote all this in a fan fiction essay 2 weeks ago.
Yes, that's where he found it.
I just think it's hilarious that ISIS has a magazine.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's really where that stops. I'm just like, who publishes it?
Well, this is
There's an editor that's like, what about our jihad op-ed?
Yes.
Who puts ads in?
You should see Miss October from last year.
Well, you can't. She's covered.
That was my point. I wish you could see Miss October from last year.
There's a lot of ankle.
I stepped on your joke.
That is, though, I think that's the real problem. And I think we've discussed this before, Terry. Like, who is publishing this magazine?
Well, no, okay. This is the same thing with Inspire, which is the Al-Qaeda magazine.
So there's an Al-Qaeda magazine?
Yes, there is.
Where have you been, Dan? There's a lot going on in the world.
I can understand
There's
how...
the sex tips with goats, unbelievable.
I can understand how certain...
Oh, yeah, by the way, now they're offended. They want to cut his head off, and now they're pissed off.
They're offended that I made a sex joke about Al-Qaeda.
Your Venn diagram is you and goats.
Yes. More ways than one.
Yeah.
I think people think that if we just pretend it's not happening, it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when George Costanza quits, and then he just says if he goes back, it's like he didn't quit.
Yeah.
Or if he avoids Allison, she never broke up with him. But then Kramer's got to go in there and break up with him for her. We need like a Kramer.
Right.
To kind of go in, and I'm not just saying that because I'm sexually attracted to Kramer, which I am. Not Michael Richards Kramer, it's very different.
Yes.
And
Right, Michael Richards has a problem.
And right, very true. And just shake it up. Just because you're ignoring it doesn't mean it's not true. Because it's clearly
what do you
true.
think? What do you think we're ignoring?
The connection of, and saying radical Islamism, and I'm not, there's Muslims and there's radical Islamic terror. And obviously on the other side, there's people who have a problem with all Muslims, which is a huge problem. Islamophobia is a thing. But on the other side, saying that this has nothing to do with the religion, it's not saying that it's the Muslim religion, but the radical Islamist religion is insane. That's crazy.
You got to say what it is. I believe that there is. They're plotting me, not you. Just so you know, they like that one thing I just said.
They like Greg better.
Islamophobia, phobia. It's a fear of being called Islamophobic.
If you keep getting attacked by German Shepherds, it's okay if you take a second look at a German Shepherd when you walk by a house.
Mm-hmm. Why do you have to bring up race?
It's not, dude. It's freaking biology. It's the description of the suspect.
Right.
That's who's kicking. We cut you off, and I'm not happy about that.
That's okay. I think. Way to go, Greg. I think that this is...
Spoiler!
This is the one form of propaganda that we can actually end.
Yeah.
With online, all of these chat rooms and all of these things, that it's so much harder to find and weed out. How is it that there are actual pieces of paper that are being published?
I don't know.
Maybe
it's online. I think it's online, and I think we keep it there to find out information. It's like it's an incubator of ideas, and we can say, okay, where's it coming from? And then we can just kill them without telling them. I hear music. Quickly.
I was going to say, that's how decimated print journalism is.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go right for Islam.
They pay $3 a word. That's really good. Anyway, I should just shut up now. Still to come. Finally, the real news of the week, the remake of Splash with Channing Tatum as the mermaid. I officially died and gone to Channing Tatum as the mermaid. Heaven. Finally, a mermaid movie that's truly off the hook. Oh. That's a little local morning television writing for you. I wanted to try like a really bad lead. My actor and my tandem bicycle partner, Channing Tatum, will reportedly play a merman in a remake of the 1984 classic Splash. In the original, Tom Hanks fell in love with a mermaid played by Daryl Hannah. In this new version, Daryl will now be played by Channing Tatum, and Tom Hanks will reprise the same role. No, I'm kidding. America is not ready for that. Jillian Bell is playing that role. But this gender flip got me wondering about what other movies should be remade with casting alterations, hence the fake movies, like a giraffe could be cast as the new Jaws. With a neck that long, no one is safe. Even if you run upstairs, he can still come after you with his long neck. Or perhaps a reboot of Blade Runner with a ferret replacing Harrison Ford. How do you feel, Michael, about this development?
What about this? 3 men and a baby do the gender swap where it's 3 women and a baby, and they can't figure out whose baby it is.
Yes, that's strange.
Yeah.
It would require a lot of
gender swap all movies, I think.
Really?
You've actually argued for that
I will
before.
not rest until Happy Gilmore is played by a woman. Right? Happy Girlmore,
Yes.
starring Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy as Shooter McGavin.
Nice. I had this idea earlier that they should remake $1 Million Baby with a man and make it Sylvester Stallone, so it's a boxing movie with Sylvester Stallone.
And then you could do 6 of them, and it could be the $6 Million Man.
Yes, there you go. That was pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. What do you think? You're a big Channing Tatum fan, aren't you?
I am. He's hot. That Belle girl is funny. It's a recipe for success, but I do like how we're switching it, because usually it has to be the girl that's sexy and the guy that's funny.
Yeah.
So, you know, Channing Tatum doesn't even have to talk.
Yeah.
It'll still be a success.
I think I find him funny. He was good in that movie about where they kidnapped that guy.
Yeah.
Did you just make that up?
No.
Did you? Hey, I was just like, did you just make something up?
Who's the dude that made the Transformer movies? What? Michael Bay did the movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it.
I think you really are making
You're
this
making
up.
this up.
Yeah.
No, it's him and some other dude. What's his name? Who was in Boogie Nights? Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg, Channing.
Pain and Gain.
No, Pain and Gain. Pain and Gain. Pain, no gain.
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain. Why am I going here?
Don't know.
I don't know either. I think I've just ate up enough time in this segment.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Anyway, if you haven't seen The Incredible Mr. Limpet, have you ever seen that?
Yeah, with Don Knotts.
Yeah, first movie about identity politics, where a man decides he could be a fish and becomes a fish. It's like Rachel Dolezal.
And do they accept him?
Dolezal.
Dolezal, thank you. Yes, he gets a fish girlfriend. Oh, I see your point. Mm-hmm. Yes. You know, I learn something new every day from you. None of it is particularly useful, but I learn anyway. All right, we got a big announcement coming up from Joanne Osaczynski. I'm sure it's really important. Yeah, they're booing that. So I got some good news and some bad news. The good news, I'm now squatting over 375.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty good, huh? The bad, our talented Joanne Osaczynski, who's been with us since our first episode of the show, is leaving the show. I can only assume it's to pursue drinking full time, which I commend her for. Of course, she'll be missed because she made lots of fun videos along the way, which meant less work for me. Roll montage rollers.
Moderator auditions, take 1.
Where's the couch? In all my other castings, it's just here.
Next one. This is getting sillier as we move.
This last one is great. Saving private emails. It's Hillary Clinton's quest to find the one email that could damage her life.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Lou Dobbs, is this you again?
Hi, ladies. Have a great show. Good to see you.
It's not Lou Dobbs. It's not Lou Dobbs. Clearly, the millennials are down on cereal. So I caught up with some cereal experts. How many kids do you have?
Twin boys.
Stop it. Do you have pictures?
Yeah, sure. Of course. What kind of a father would I be?
You would be an awful father if you didn't have pictures.
Check this out.
Oh my God! You did. So you wanted kids?
Yes.
Oh, I can't.
Here we have another man bun. I want to let you know this is a safe space, okay? And I want to help you help yourself. Are you aware of the problem that you have?
I think I am.
We decided to join the brave feminist movement and remove all of our makeup here today. Let's do it. Right. Hey, would you mind talking to me for a second?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Wow, rejection hurts. No man has ever told me to go into the kitchen and make him a hot dog. Therefore, hot dogs, not sandwiches.
Hey, Kat, Joanne, have a nice day.
What the did you say to me? Did you just tell me to have a nice day? That's bull. Okay, no. You want to mansplain to me how to have a nice day, how to live my life? You with your white privilege, you would never understand what it's like to be me in this world and having a very nice day. Oh, no. You and your barber shopping. You probably pay your taxes on time. It's just completely awful. I mean, as a woman, I cannot believe that you would just let your privilege just like...
Masterful. Joe, so what are you going to be doing next
Yes, I will be pursuing my dreams of becoming an organic chemist.
Wow.
I'm really excited for that. No, I will be pursuing acting. A lot of people know, if you've been following me over the past 2.5 years.
A lot of people have been following you. Lou Dobbs.
Thank you, police. Yeah, no, I have a background in theater, and I love to perform. And thankfully, on this show, I did get to do a bit of that. Although I was really mailing it in on all of those sketches. My acting chops are much better than that.
You know, my background in theater is always next to the word "other" on a resume for a waiter. That was mean.
That was mean.
It was mean. But you know what? You are talented, and you will go far or wherever. Kat, you've worked with her.
Yeah,
You're going to miss her? Do you care?
Very much. I'm very sad, and I have a tape of some of my favorite moments with Joanne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tired of getting screwed by the establishment?
Then call Johnson and Wells. I'm sorry. Who run the world?
Girls.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Who run the world?
Girls.
I can't get through 4. Whew. Okay, let me do it again.
Establishment.
Then call Johnson and Wells. I'm so sorry.
Hate you.
Well,
Very respected newswomen team.
Yes.
very nice. All right, well, we're going to miss you. And when you get big and famous, not that you're not big and famous already, and by big, I don't mean size-wise.
Oh,
you're
good.
still relatively skinny.
Thank you.
For your age.
That's right.
But I would look into some programs. Just in case, fitness or some kind of do you do plyometrics? I'm kidding, for God's sakes. Final thoughts. We're going to miss you.
Thank you.
Stick around.
Right now.
All right, Michael.
I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. I think she's qualified. I can't wait to cast my vote for her.
There you go. No, come on. Look.
Liar.
This is the first time any guest has been heckled. Dan, final thoughts.
Oh, man, how am I going to follow that? I like LaGuardia better than JFK.
I said it!
It's closer to me.
Yeah, so you're talking about the airports, not the leaders.
No, I'm talking about the leaders. I like Mayor LaGuardia better than John F. Kennedy.
Joe, final words?
Peace out.
Peace out.
It's been real. Thanks.
Terry?
I've been lucky. I did the pilot that no one saw because it was probably awful because I was in it for your show.
It was.
And I've met Joe before that in Red Eye, and I just want to say, honestly, there's plenty of girls out there that are smart and funny and good looking, but you've always been very nice to me and very kind, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, you don't have to thank me for your freedom. You deserve it.
You know that he has used that in a bar. That is something that you have used many times.
Just made it up on the cuff like that.
I don't. No. Because I'm going to use that before I get arrested for whatever that calls deception of valor or whatever.
Yeah.
When I pretend.
It's not gonna happen.
I know. I even already ruined that.
You didn't even blew it.
Kat, last word.
Yeah, I don't want to brag.
Okay.
But I got a cold earlier this week, and I have turned it into a sinus infection all by myself.
Wow. How's your mole taking it?
It's my mole's been the same.
Yes.
Usually my whole life. We've grown together.
Oh, that's beautiful. So your mole also talks with a little sinus infection.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's enough of the mole. All right, we got to go. Thank you, Michael Ian Black. Clap. Now, Trump could have avoided that quicksand, but instead he dove right in, holding an anvil. That's probably his ego. Then in Virginia, he encountered one of those crying things.
The biggest in the world, a Chinese bank. Don't worry about that baby. I love babies. So I love babies. I hear that baby crying. I like it. What a baby. What a beautiful baby. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I'm not going to eat it. Don't worry about your baby. If only it stopped there.
Ripped us absolutely to shreds. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. That's all right. Don't worry. I think she would believe me that I love having a baby crying while I'm speaking.
The child was never seen again. Okay, maybe that's evil, but it's also real and pretty hilarious. Here's what he said, however, after a vet offered Trump his Purple Heart.
He said, that's my real Purple Heart. I have such confidence in you. And I said, man, that's like big stuff. I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was much easier.
Amazing. So is he nuts? Or just being honest? Or could it be a little bit of both, like this guy?
Mr. Trump! Mr. Trump!
Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld, winner of 73 Teen Choice Awards. Here's what's coming up. Is Trump on the ropes, or are the ropes on Trump? Don't ask me, I'm highly medicated. Scientific proof people on Facebook are mean. We discuss, then beat the crap out of them. Was Clint Eastwood right, or Clint Eastwood not wrong? I'm aware those are the same questions. Let's get started, America. I've got a box of dry ramen waiting for me in the car. So excited. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's sharp and sexy like a knife you want to sleep with. Actor, writer, and comedian Michael Ian Black. He's author of the well-timed tome, A Child's First Book of Trump. I just read it. Now, it's fantastic. He loves Trump. I didn't know that. Anyway, she's more lit than the Olympic torch. Joanne Osichinski, there she is. He's so tough, he sweats actual bullets. U.S. Army Special Force member Terry Shepard. Scary. She's the goddess of gloom, the angel of angst. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. And like a shopping cart at Walmart, he leaves them rolling in the aisles. Comedian Dan Soder, I've missed you.
I miss you.
But first.
He is a raging.
Oh, there we go. You got a little bit of booze. You got one.
I apologize. He's not. He's just a. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
He's a total and complete.
Thank you for modulating.
Yes. It softens the blow.
I think it softens the blow. I feel a lot better now. Better. All right, Terry, you're Green Beret.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the Purple Heart comments. Is this having any effect? The New York Times says he may be alienating military voters.
Yeah. Right.
Is that true? I mean, and you can respond to Michael Ian Black's just ruthless attack on Donald Trump.
I thought he actually phrased it well, and we're fine. First of all, I'm on to the baby thing, because babies know better.
Right.
A baby knows when he needs to shut his yap. And that kid knew.
You have kids?
No, I don't have kids.
Yes.
And that's why.
You have to fly commercial a lot more.
It's not, what I'm saying is that child knew that it was getting in Trump's way. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if that baby was cashing checks from Hillary Clinton.
Really?
Let's move on.
Wow.
It's a plan. Because none of it's Donald's fault.
You should try to get on the Alex Jones show.
Regarding the military, I'd like to think we're not idiots. We are, door kickers and stuff like that. I know a lot of guys. You'd be surprised because he's insulted John McCain. Mm-hmm. He did this kind of thing. And I still know a lot of guys, actually, believe it or not, we're not pro-Trump. We are just so vehemently anti-Hillary.
Mr. Trump, we have to make sure. Mr. Trump, when we look at these people as an example.
I love him. Fact is, it's an insane year, and when everything is bonkers, maybe crazy is what you need. I tell myself this. Still, this should be easier for Donald. His greatest asset is Hillary, who's less popular than a tapeworm with herpes. And there's the cash for hostages story, which could help the party that's currently out of power. It's happened before. But instead, the media focuses on Trump fibbing about seeing a video of the money transfer to Iran. He's making it so easy. So as Hillary enjoys a strong post-convention bounce, Trump's now saying the election is rigged. Is he sensing defeat? It's a shame because Trump was right about babies. They need to grow up.
Period.
I'm going to go to the expert. All right, so we were talking in the green room, and I have a couple of theories about Trump. About when I read what Trump says, I go, wow, he's crazy. And then when I hear it, I go, he's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So I go, like, maybe it's me and not him. What's wrong with me?
No, it's him.
Okay. So sweaty. So recently, Donald Trump went after 3 things you don't go after: firefighters, Gold Star moms, babies. It's all part of this week's episode of...
That's my Trump.
His first target, the fire marshal at a rally.
Now, because of your fire marshal, who I am not a fan of, he's probably a Democrat, probably a guy that doesn't get it. I'm going to go into the other room and say hello to people that didn't get your location.
Okay, so before that rally, Trump was actually trapped in an elevator. Do you know who rescued him? The firefighters. By the way, that's a personal fantasy of mine, except I'm dressed like a schoolgirl. All right, second target, Mr. Khan's wife after Khan's convention speech.
If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me, but plenty of people have written that. She was extremely quiet.
Plenty of people have written that, so clearly it's true.